Hey guys, and welcome back. Dana here from DNA Wellness. Here we talk all things health and wellness, finances, hair care, skincare. Today we're going to talk again to our beauty professionals. We are so excited that this episode is sponsored by our affiliate at Jeans Summit. The link is in the description, so check them out as well. Again, being that this is a wellness channel, we want to always promote a healthy lifestyle because every single system is absolutely important. But let's dig right into today's topic, where we're going to talk a little bit about social media, and we want to talk social media etiquette. This is super important, especially when you're in that business arena as a beauty professional. Why is it so important? Because here's the reality, guys, right? We know that marketing really has moved and shifted, right? So there's so many different ways that we can market, so many different ways we can promote. We did talk a little bit about an experience in this video, so check that out if you have not already. But when we talk about social media, the honest truth is this is where you're going to get the majority of your traffic. This is the majority of how your brand is gonna look, and a lot of people are going to find and connect to you. So we wanna make sure we do that right. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk 5 things when it comes to social media etiquette that you wanna always keep in mind so that you can put yourself a little bit ahead of the game. Number 1, let's talk about posting and tagging. Okay, so this is super important. Now, granted, remember, different platforms are going to work a little bit different, but let's at least specifically talk a little bit about like Instagram, okay? So when you're posting and you're tagging, do it when it makes sense, especially if you are a business, right? So there's many times where, okay, yeah, we want a little more engagement, we want more people to see us, and so like we're just tagging every single thing in the picture. Well, if we're tagging things that just don't make any sense, like it just makes us look bad, right? So we want to make sure that when we're tagging, it actually goes with whatever the picture is talking about, whatever our caption is talking about, whatever message that we're trying to deliver, we want to make sure we're tagging properly. So, example, if in your hair salon you're using Orbe products or another known brand, right, it makes sense in the picture, even if the bottle is in the background, to go ahead and tag that. And why do you want to do that? So when you do that, here's the thing. If I like that shampoo that you're using and I notice that it's tagged in your picture, well, hey, we might have something in common. If we have something in common, now I'm more apt to go to you to get my hair done because I know you use products that I already vibe with and like, right? Or even if it's something simple as, oh, I have a maybe certain type of watch or certain type of jewelry, again, if I can relate to you, I can relate to your brand, I can relate to your company, you're more likely going to get some eyes on what you're doing and get a little bit of traffic. Number 2, you don't want to be too self-centered too often. What do I mean by that? So here's the thing, right? There's a little bit difference between when it's your personal page versus a business page, right? So it's cool to have people in your images. It's actually super important. We know that when you have people, when you have movement or animals or things that are living, generally it's going to get a little bit more engagement, right? So we want those things. But if you're a business promoting, hey, let's say hair care, or hey, I'm promoting my massage, but all I ever see is a selfie of you and your beautiful makeup, which has nothing to do with your business, then you might be sending the wrong message and attracting the wrong following, right? So we want to make sure that when we're posting, it's relevant to what we're talking about, it's relevant to our brand, and that people aren't going to get tired of us, right? They don't want to go to our feed and be like, oh my goodness, here's like her in the same exact pose she just did last time, but then there's no words or messages that's following it. So that takes us into another portion of this is your captions, right? So whether short or long, that's debatable, again, depending on you. But again, do I know exactly what you stand for? Do I know exactly what you're saying, who you are, and what I'm going to get and experience when I'm with you? That's super, super important. Number 3, when we talk about etiquette, this is super important. Do not be reactive. So a lot of times with social media, again, there's certain aspects when it comes to personal versus business, right? So let's say somebody visited you and they didn't like their service at all. So they're blasting you on your social media platforms, right? Do not go back and forth with these people, right? Because remember, there's other people watching, and you could do something to keep somebody from wanting to come to your establishment or wanting to come to because of the way you reacted to and responded to the way somebody else said something on your post. So you want to be super, super careful about that. Now, on the flip side, you don't want to ignore people either, right? So if somebody's on your feed and they're commenting and they're just bashing their service or bashing you or whatnot, acknowledge it, right? I'm not saying you got to keep the post up there or keep the comments up there, especially if it's, blatantly disrespectful, but acknowledge it, maybe take it offline, give them a call, private message, investigate the situation and see how you can improve and make it a better experience for them. Now, granted, some people are just stubborn and they're not really trying to actually mend things. So you'll have to gauge when it's time to say something and when it's time to just go ahead and walk away. But just remember that your social media presence is super, super powerful. And if you don't have a positive vibe, you could be detracting away from who you are, your brand, and what you're trying to represent. Number 4. So now with number 4, do not misrepresent yourself. So this is super important too, especially on social media. If I go to your social media page and I see this spotless, clean salon, spa, office, and I walk in and I see something completely different, I'm gonna be so turned off. And even if I don't vocalize that to you, guess what, honey? I'm probably vocalizing that to other people, and that could really, really hurt your business. So you wanna make sure whatever you're portraying online is the same thing that you're portraying in person. It's super, super important. And then on the same side of that is when you think about services, right? If you talk about, well, we offer this type of service and we offer that type of service, and then people call and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, we only offer that like every 2 months. What? So don't advertise it like this is a legit service you offer versus it's a one-time here and there thing that you have. People want to know what they're getting and know what to expect, right? So even if you're running like promotions or sales, right? People want to get super, super excited, but they don't want to be like super confused, right? They're like, well, your pricing said $20, but I got here and I ended up paying $150, right? Whatever it might be, like they want to know what they're walking into. So even if you're promoting something, even if you're running sales, make sure it's crystal clear as to exactly what it's gonna be. Not all of this fine print where they have to like investigate to make sure they're not getting gypped or they know exactly what is going to happen. Number 5, and this is our final one, and I think this is super, super important when it comes to social media, when it comes to etiquette. So here is the other thing you want to keep in mind. All platforms are not the same. So you could really, really hurt your business. You could hurt promoting what you're trying to do, your art, your brand, if you treat all the platforms the same, okay? So what you do on LinkedIn is gonna be different than what you do on Instagram. What you do on Facebook is gonna be different than what you do on Twitter. If all you're doing is maybe scheduling something and streaming it throughout all of the platforms, you're gonna lose some people. And here's the thing, it's better to be really, really, really good at maybe 1 or 2 platforms and not show up as much on another, All right, guys, so that's all I have for you today. Stick around because in our next few videos, we are going to deep dive into each one of those social media platforms that we talked about. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications every single time new videos come out. New videos come out every single Wednesday, so I would love to see you here. All right, guys, I'm so grateful for you. Share this content. If you know any other beauty professionals that are getting into business and trying to upgrade, make sure you share, like, and comment below. All right, guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you.